All right, there we are. All the crusty wires are gone. Uh, Caps are changed. There are some wires here and there that are still left dangling. That's because we've got to wait till everything else comes back in the switching, the band switch and the oscillator coil. We're not going to put the E-caps in here until everything else comes back in here. I got to get the IF cans now slid in. The most difficult part of that process will be getting that blue and green wire back in through the springs. It hadn't been too much of a challenge, but sometimes, there's like this one over here. You see they soldered it off to ground it, because I don't know why. Maybe this was all they had left out of the run for that one, but it's grounded at both ends. It's grounded here at the end of the spring, and the end of the spring over here is grounded into where this tube is. This one, however, is grounded right in the middle of the run, and sometimes they get a little free and easy with the solder, and it's liable to drip into the spring slightly and cause an obstruction. And you know about them obstructions. Well, it's not a very long run, and this one here isn't as bad as some of the other ones that I've done, where there's a kink right in the middle of it, like a kink this way and a kink that way. So it can be a little pissy. So what I usually do on those is I'm going to clip that little exposure there off, and then I'm going to dress the end of that and round it off so it's dome shaped, so it doesn't grab any of the spring on its way through. So that's how you can alleviate that. This one here shouldn't be too bad because it's a straight run. This one over here might not be too bad either because it's a straight run. But you're feeding around a corner here because you're going to have a little bit of spring that's got a bend here. This one over here, it comes short of the hole where the IF can sits, so I mean it's going to be easily to bend around that rather than bend the spring and then try to put the wire through it. So we got that to do. So hang on, we're going to have a little segment on the cabinet. So stand by. Okay, here's the cabinet. It's not finished. I still got some final touches to do to it. I think on the one of the previous segments, I covered the condition of the cabinet after pre-stain, after stain, and after aqua coat. Yeah. And then this in here was consequently in the next segment from that. This has one coat of poly on it. There is two coats of poly here on the cabinet portion, and I'm going to spend the rest of the afternoon. Today is Saturday, 23rd, I think, maybe the 24th, I don't know. I'll look at the calendar. But I'm going to spend the rest of the time today sanding on this to get it down smoother and get all the ticks out of it. And then we're going to shoot it a couple of more times with poly. Same way with this thing, it's going to get a sanding down too. So stand by, we'll have more later. Alright, today is Sunday, the 25th of February, 2024. We've been dinking around with this thing here again today. And we've got the IF cans. Should I say the IF transformers back in the cans, and the cans mounted back on the chassis. We still yet to get this little doodad here, the tuner. One thing about this particular radio model is that it uses a hell of a lot of grommets. I mean, there's 3 here on the tuner, there's 3 over here on the speaker, and there's 2 up above on the push button assembly. I mean, they're everywhere, so that's why I buy in bulk. Some Zeniths require a heck of a lot of grommets. So we've got the 3 shafts sticking out there. You can see the band switch is in, and get this turned over here. Let's get it this way. Okay, sticking piggers. We got this thing hooked back in, that thing hooked back in, this back in, the band switch. I was just finished connecting it up here, trying to get into a position where I could get this oscillator coil mounted back in there. I still yet to pipe in the new electrolytics. All the resistors were checked out and they are all good. They're viable. And let's see, got the IFs hooked back in. That one there was a breeze. It slid right through that spring like it was grease, snot or whatever. This one here required a little effort, but it went through once it got through by that globular there, the solder area. And let's see, what else are we doing here? It's getting close to, it's 5:30 in the evening, and I've been at this since about 1:30. I got Godzilla boxed up, so it's pretty much out of my hair. All I gotta do now is wait for it to sell. I got the paperwork, all the labeling already for the shipment. Should I say the do not disturb labels, or handle with care labels, and it's sitting out there under the Casbah, ready to go. So we're going to be getting that thing, and I got a little bit more to do on the cabinet. Matter of fact, let me show you what condition it's in now, because I shot it twice after sanding it down yesterday, and we'll take a look at it. All right, we got the cabinet out. We shot it with 2 coats. That's all I could get on it yesterday. After getting the fine sanding done on it, I got to do one more sand to it. We're going to dress up the feet and the trim around the top here. And we're going to get decaling. I'm going to attempt to do the decaling myself. And I mean, I have decals for Zenith radios, but the model here only gives you two, the ability to replace two radios with labels on it, broadcast and shortwave. And there's only two that you can get out of the set that they send you. So I'm trying to attempt to making me up some multiples so that I'll have them if I exist long enough. So yeah, she's smoothing out pretty good. And this is the first one that I've done that's got this kind of finish on it. The others were clear gloss also, but I mean, they didn't have these highlights in it like this one does. And I mean, yeah, it just pops. That is one good looking cabinet. And I hope the radio chassis does it justice and it sounds good. It should. So we're getting close with this. So I'm going to give it another shot at tomorrow. Friday I got my thing done in Prescott Valley, my imaging. So I'm hoping to have it done by then. Well, having it ready for trial runs and getting it checked out and getting it ready for alignments. So hang in there. We'll be back for another one. Have a nice day.